A very good afternoon and warm welcome to all the participants who have joined here for this webinar on Roadmap to Implement 5S in Healthcare. I would like to first thank SATS Academy and HCP for uh, getting this through. To start with, this is a small introduction about myself. I am a registered consultant with NBQP Quality Council of India, and I'm also a professor of healthcare management at Nitte School of Management. I'm also a trainer with Dr. Reddy Laboratories, and I'm also external assessor for 5S. It is my pleasure and privilege to introduce you to the second speaker of the day, that is Mr. Ashok Kumar sir. Sir is basically an engineering graduate with an MBA degree, and he is currently taking care of the operations of Salem Gopi Hospital. Sir is also a lead external assessor for 5S, and he is also a total quality management assessor with TQI. He is also a assessor for Ramakrishna National Quality Award, external assessor. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation to be a part of this webinar, and we
Thanks, Rahul.
look forward to hear from you from your experience. Now,
So,
Salem Gopi Hospital is one of the few hospitals in India who has done an excellent implementation of 5S. So we will be expecting a lot to hear from your experience, and it would be a very good session. So without wasting time, I'll just begin with the presentation. So basically, in this presentation, we would be discussing what is 5S, a brief overview of 5S, what are the different kinds of waste, and how we can minimize those waste, and what would be the roadmap of quality of the implementation of 5S standards in the hospital. And so these are broadly these things we will be covering. And the last part, which I forgot to mention here, is how we can link the 5S to the NABH standards, which I feel is very excellently implemented in Salem Gopi Hospital. So without wasting much of the time, I would begin with the presentation. So just a little bit of history to start with the presentation. The how did Japan got into 5S? As we all know that 5S is known by the name of the Japanese Foundation of Quality. So how did Japan get into this? So it all started with the bombing of atomic bombs on the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki by United States of America. And then Japan decided to get back to United States of America to take a revenge. But this was a different kind of revenge. This was not a war through any weapons. It was a war which they decided that they would be very strongly going to the quality movement in their country, and they would be dominating the largest economy of that time, that was United States of America, through a strong quality movement. So that is how it all started. And these are the two prominent quality gurus of our generation, Dr. Joseph Juran and Dr. Edward Fleming. Both of these are American professors. Both of these are American college professors. And interestingly, America didn't follow their teachings. America didn't follow the theories, the principles which were suggested by these quality gurus. If you look at the history of America, no, the companies like Ford or General Motors, they never accepted the teachings of these quality gurus. Japan, on the other hand, was very much influenced by these quality gurus and kept on improving based on the teaching of these gurus. So this, before understanding what is 5S, it is very important for us to understand why we are doing this. Why is it 5? Why we need 5S? So once we know why we are doing it, then how, what, when, where will follow. We should know the basic intention behind doing any activity. So this is the golden circle, which is given by a famous author known as Simon Sinek. He has written many books on why. So towards the end of the presentation, we would again be visiting. Ashok sir would be going to take you through the why we need. We will try to understand our perspective on why we are doing 5S. Towards the end of the presentation, it would be very clear why we are doing 5S. Now, before understanding what is 5S, we need to understand what is waste. As we all know that hospitals are intensive organization. There are a lot of processes in hospital, and the process is nothing but a set of interrelated activity, and every activity will have some non-value added thing and some non-value added activity. So these 5S basically targets to remove all these non-value added activities from the process. What is this value added and non-value added? I'll come to that later part in my presentation. But just remember for now that some non-value added activity has to be removed from the process, and that is the main target of 5S. Another important thing to remember here is 5S is applicable to any industry. It is not only applicable to manufacturing industry. It basically started with the manufacturing industry, and slowly it is getting into the service sector, into the education, into NGOs and government organizations. So this presentation is basically covering would cover all if you are able to understand the basic intent of the program. It would be covering, it covers basically all, but specifically where we have targeted hospital here, since our audience is hospital, and the main implementation part which we would be discussing is of hospital. As well as it is very interesting that Ashok sir has implemented it in his home also. So in home also, since the lockdown period is going on, and we would be working from home for quite some time now, so you can bring it into practice from home itself. So we have included a lot of photos actually in the presentation, which are from home also, as well as from the implementation which is done in Salem Gopi Hospital. There are photos. I would not be able to cover all of the photos. We would not be able to cover, since there are more than 200, 250 photos of various implementations which are done. But main ones, the ones which I feel was very important, I have included in the presentation. We will look those once we move forward with the presentation. So here is a small video actually to understand what are waste. Toyota has defined 7 types of waste, and those 7 types of waste we would be discussing in detail. But first, let us watch this video and we will get a little bit of idea on what are the different kinds of waste in healthcare. Shall I play the video straight away from here, or?
I'm playing it.
Yeah. So, am I audible? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go
Okay.
on.
So, you have seen the video by now. You would have got an idea on what are the different kinds of waste. So, this was a video which was applicable to hospital scenario. Now, let us see one by one what are these different kinds of waste. Overproduction waste. We have seen in the video that how overproduced linen were creating problems. So, anything which is produced in excess is overproduction waste. Second is inventory. Whatever inventory we use, which is more in stock, that's more inventory could be in your pharmacy, could be in your various files which are present. So all those whatever is more than the required quantity of inventory is again inventory waste. Waiting time. Waiting time refers to the customers. Suppose the patients are coming to the hospital, they are just waiting to see the doctor, or it might be you waiting at home to receive some order from Swiggy and you are not doing any work. Lot of waiting period. So those are the waiting kind of a waste. Motion. Whenever I remember motion, I remember searching something. I keep on forgetting various things and I'm still not organized. So I keep searching and I waste a lot of time moving here and there in my house to search things. Same is the problem with nursing staff sometime in the hospital and with the HR department. They keep on searching various files here and there. They are unable to locate it. So that is all a motion waste. Transportation waste. We have seen a very good example of a person taking a patient through various ways and unable to reach the destination itself. So that is all a transportation waste. Difference between motion and transportation is motion is just moving without anything here and there in search of things. Transportation is moving with the things here and there. Rework. Lot of reworks are happening, lot of defects. Very good example to understand rework is the defects, the redos in the labs, or we have an indicator of number of redos which we do in imaging services, number of redos which we do in laboratory. All those are rework, defect work, the thing which you do not do first time right. No, we always say that quality is doing the right thing every time. Not only first time, every time if we do something, that is a good quality. So whatever we are not doing first time right is all a defect or a rework thing. Over processing. If we are over processing something, we have seen in the video that some 3-4 forms the patient was asked to fill. So unnecessary filling of the forms. Now, when I go and do a assessment in some hospital or a audit, I usually find lot of forms which are of no use, and there is no proper document control also of those forms. So patient is again asked to sign 2 to 3 forms, and what is the purpose of those forms? It is nothing. Okay, so all those are unnecessary over processing waste. In home, if you prepare lot of rice, you do not have any estimation of what quantity you should prepare, you will be wasting a lot of food. So all those are over processing waste. Okay, so Japanese, they gave a word name as muda, M-U-D-A, which refers to these wastes. I missed one more waste, important waste. Initially, Toyota defined only 7 kinds of waste, but later they added one more kind of a waste. That waste is unused human potential or unutilized talent. No, our employees have lot of talent within them, and sometimes management is very reluctant to take their view on something. There is no system of feedback from the employee, suppose. So those are all underutilized waste, and it can happen from you also. Sometime we have seen, as in the video, the nurse was very reluctant to use his basic common sense also. So those are all unutilized. Whatever goes unutilized with your talent is all non-utilized human potential. Also, we live in a knowledge economy now. So knowledge economy, human resources are very one of the most important resources in the hospital. So if their talent is getting wasted, it is all this kind of a waste, which we call non-utilized talent. So now we know what are these waste. Now it is very clear. Hope everyone is very clear with what are the different kinds of waste. Now, how do we reduce this waste? Is it possible to reduce this waste now? For example, suppose let us consider a discharge process in a hospital. Patient, doctor writes in the case sheet that discharge the patient. Patient immediately expects to go. No, and then various logistics have to happen. File has to travel from one station to the other. Pharmacy has to clear the billing, and various clearances have to be done. Pharmacy returns have to be done, and finally the patient gets discharged. So what is the value added activity here for the patient? Value added activity is only as soon as his doctor tells he wants to get discharged. So he gets that happiness. That is only the value added thing for him. Remaining all activities are we call non-value added activity. Another example, suppose if you go to a hotel and you order a masala dosa or something, or whatever you like, idli, and the time it takes, it will take some time for the waiter to respond to you, to serve you that, to prepare that. And then meantime you will be playing something on your mobile and doing some stuff, and then when you have your food, you order more or you leave, and then finally you pay the bill and you go. So what is the value added activity now if we see in this whole process, a general process, for example? The only value added activity is the time which you are having that dosa or cherishing your dish. That is only the value added. Remaining all stuff becomes non value added. Now comes the question, how to remove this non-value added stuff from the process. So Toyota was the one who defined the waste, and interestingly they came to a conclusion that 95% of the activity which we do is all waste. Only 5% is value added. So that is the amount of waste which they have in their process. You can imagine the company of the level of Toyota. So practically it is not at all possible to remove non-value added activity. There would be some non-value added activity which we cannot remove. We have to live with it. But how we can we do something on reduction of this? So there is a very important lean improvement tool which we call ECRS framework. ECRS stands for eliminate whatever you can avoid. Whatever you can avoid in a process, you should eliminate. And if possible, you can combine and rearrange certain steps in the process so that you need not repeat it again. And then finally, you try to simplify it. So same, we can take the example of a discharge process, and we can again simplify it, and we can see wherever activities are again overlapping, we can combine or rearrange it, and we can take steps to eliminate it. So this is the framework which is used. Remember ECRS framework: eliminate, combine, rearrange, and simplify. Now this is a sincere advice from the people who have implemented 5S in their organization. I sometimes talk to Ashok sir, and we discuss ki many people think that 5S is just for a beautification. We will make our organization beautiful by 5S, and then nothing it is. So it's a sincere advice from all the quality gurus which I have heard so far is don't do it for beautification's sake. Only if you understand the waste and you can attack those waste, you can kill those waste, you should do 5S. If you are doing it for beautification, it is of no use. It is like any other quality, it is a culture. It has to become a part of your day to day activity. If it is not a part of a day to day activity, you would not be able to sustain it. So please never try do it for beautification sake. Now, what is 5S now? Refer this. This is a very simple definition. And when I read this first time, I thought it is so easy to implement 5S. What is there in this? There are two important keywords now. First is the workplace, keeping the workplace clean. Now, what is this workplace? For me, the workplace is the place where I am sitting, the place where I am having my laptop or computer, and the place where I am working. For you, it could be the place where you are sitting, the place where you are standing, where you are doing your work in the office. No, so that workplace is very important. If everyone keeps their workplace clean, there will be very less clutter, and it means at all times. No, so this is very good example which I came across. I think Ashok sir only had given. It is easier to do tough things at certain times, but it is difficult to do easy things at certain times. Suppose if someone gives you a challenging work, no, once in a month, you will be immediately happy to do it. You will take it as a challenge and do it. But sometime if it is a easy work also, no, you would be very reluctant to do if you have to do daily. There is a tendency of laziness among all of us. So this is the thing. It is doing it at all times, organizing the workplace all the time. Now let us get into some Japanese words now. So the Japanese have defined this framework, and I don't know how many from our participant know these Japanese term, but let us try to see what are these, and then we will get into the details and see how it is implemented in hospital. First is Siri. First S is known as Sairi. Then second is Saiton. Third is Saisu. Fourth is Saiketsu. Fifth is Shitsuke. So it is little difficult for me to remember all this. So what I do is I remember English words now. English word is for first as salt, second set, third shine, fourth standardize, fifth one is sustain. So it is easier to remember English words. So that is how I remember these words and these 5 S's. Now let us see one by one what are these 5 S. What are these one by one? First is sorting. So how do you sort? Now you go in your hospital. Various departments are there. You find out what things are just useless, are of no use. No, and just kept in the place. You walk around your home, you will find hundred of things which are of no use. So we go there and we just sort it out. Okay, this thing is not of any use to me. And then later on, you take a decision whether you want to discard it or you want to keep it, or you can utilize it in some other way. Second S is set in order. You can see various tools are arranged here. Now there are two. I remember set in order by two important terminologies. First I say is a place for everything with everything in its place. Again I repeat, a place for everything with everything in its place. Second is if I want to search something within 30 seconds, I should retrieve it. I am talking about retrieval, not searching. So how do you set the things in order like it is done here? It's all properly arranged in a way. And secondly, if I want to retrieve it, I can easily do it. Now there are various concepts there to do this in an organization. We will discuss in detail each of these 5S one by one. Third is shine. Shine is nothing but housekeeping or the cleaning of the workplaces. The terminology which goes here is keeping the workplace thick and span. How we are going to keep them clean. So And this is not a general cleaning. This is cleaning with the detection and inspection mindset. So this would be discussed in detail subsequently by Ashok sir. Fourth is standardize. Standardize means we have seen first, second, third as now. How we are going to standardize this? So when I remember standardize, I always remember our NABH policies, procedures, SOPs, guidelines, whatever rules and regulations which are formed in the hospital or organization are all standardized. How so? This is how I remember standardize. Fifth one is sustain. So how we are going to sustain all this in an organization? So it is basically ensuring that first, second, third, and fourth are properly followed. No, ensuring that this whole activity happens. There are various tools which come in sustenance. Ashok sir will be going in detail like Kaizen, 1 point lesson, etc. So this is one more explanation about 5S. First is sort. First S, as we discussed, is sort. So clearly distinguish needed items from the unneeded and eliminate the latter. You go in your house, see any corner of the house or any corner in the hospital. You go to terrace, see how many waste things are kept. Especially when I go in a hospital and do any assessment or audit, I see a lot of waste which are kept in the this thing. Hidden spaces, especially where no one can go, has a lot of waste. So we clearly distinguish. We walk around all the corners of the hospital and we see whether the things are needed or not and how we can remove it. Second is straighten. So keep the needed items in the correct place and to allow easy and immediate retrieval. Again, 30 seconds rule. If you can pick it up in 30 seconds, if I ask something, that is again second S, which is known as straighten or set in order. Then third one is shine. So again, cleaning with a detection and inspection mindset. Fourth is standardize. Your SOPs, your policy procedures, or whatever work instructions in the various departments are all standardized. Fifth S is known as sustain. Now, how you are able to get this wheel moving is sustain. There are various activities which are done to ensure this thing sustains. Okay, so this will be again discussed in detail by Ashok sir with all the examples in the subsequent presentation. See this figure, you can see two buckets. One is what is needed, second is what is not needed. Green bucket is needed once, red bucket is not needed. So this is what is first as all about. Now, why do we do first test now? What and which are the areas? Almost all areas. See, this is an example given from our home. If you go in a home and you see the shoe rack, no, various shoes will be kept of the kids. It can be of old size, small size. All kind of shoes are kept, and many things would not be in use. Dresses worn or small size of cupboard, unwanted notebook papers. No, if I go in any HR department and I see a lot of personal files are kept which are of no use, lot of bills are kept which are of no use, which are just unnecessarily occupying space. So this is all of almost everything. I mean, wherever you can imagine, literally 1S has an application in hospital as well as at home and any industry. One more important thing to remember here is when I'm talking about space, it doesn't refer to physical space, it refers to digital space also. So 1S you can do in your mobile also, you can do it in your computer also, you can do it in your email also. So just check your email, how many spam mails you have, how many junk mails you have, how many unused mails you have, and your Gmail is full of all these junks. And how you can remove it now. So that would be coming into the next essence. But this is how. So when I'm talking about first S, it refers to both physical space as well as digital space. Not only first S, whole 5S can be implemented. This now this is suppose a red sticker is given to you and you are asked to move around the hospital and stick it in the materials which are of no use. So this is what is red tagging all about. So you give a red tag to that area, and then you take a decision whether you want to discard it or whether you can reuse it again, or you want to completely you want to give it for repair. So that decision has to be taken. That is what is red tagging, which we tell. And this is an example of a home. This is again Ashok sir's home, where he has done this. So this is, you can see some old books which are of no use. He has just segregated it and kept it aside. Various such materials are kept. This is a red tag corner which is created at home. This you can see a mass red tagging activity which is carried out in the hospital. I don't know how many hospitals are doing this activity. We do usually do a housekeeping checklist and so many other stuff we keep on adding. So this mass red tag movement is there. So this is the photo. This is the photo of Salem Gopi Hospital where a mass red tagging event has been done. And throughout, I mean, they decide a day in a week or so, and they just go and see which are the items which can be red tagged. So this is the picture which shows this. And as I told you, it is not only physical; it is can be done in digital space also. So this is a software which is known as Trello, and it is very excellently implemented in some of the hospitals. So as you can see, this Trello, how many hospitals are using Trello? I'm not sure. I have seen very less hospital, but it has very good application. And here they have created a digital red tag register. No, digital also now, since we are living in a digital world, no, we want everything to be digital, because physical thing can get destroyed, but digital will remain always. So various, you can see, various files which are of no use can be red tagged and can be segregated and kept. So here that is what it is done, and proper action also can be allotted for this. This is a hospital red tag area you can see. You can mark a boundary by a red sign and all. So these are all unwanted items which were collected after the red tag event. These are some of the pictures of the workplace before and after just doing first test. This is how neat and clean the office has become, and everything is proper in its place. This is, I think, in the medical record department. Many hospitals have this MRD where a lot of files are kept, and retention period also, even though people are clear, but they don't have strategies on how to do it. So this is how it has been done in the medical record department of a hospital. Before and after pics are there. So what are the benefits of first test now? First thing is about space. It saves a lot of space, and then it can be done anywhere, computer, mobile, inbox, as I told. Now, how to do this first test? How to implement it in the hospital? So best advice is to monthly fix up a date. You can do it at your home also. Fix up a monthly date and collect and see what all unwanted items you can do it in that date. What happens usually, we know that something is not in use, but still we keep it. We have an obsession for old items. This item I would always want to keep. I don't want to throw it. I personally have this obsession, and I also keep all this stuff in one place, and I see unnecessary items are all lying up. Same happens in hospital, especially in hospital where there is a high risk of infection happening. Also, sometimes I see all this activity not properly carried out, and if it is done, it will have a lot of good impact on the hospital. So after that, you decide what you want to do. You want to use it, or you want to repair it, or you want to discard it, or you want to store it for memories. Don't keep postponing it, that no, we'll do later. We know it is of no use. So that approach should not be there. It has to become your day-to-day habit. So after first S, I come to second S. Second S, as I told you, two things you have to remember when I remember 5S. So first thing is a place for everything with everything in its place. Second, retrieve anything within 30 seconds. Anything which you want to retrieve in 30 seconds. Now, how to do this? Let us see one by one. Now, these are the areas where it can be done. Main purpose of this is to avoid motion waste. Motion waste, as I told you, keep searching for the things. No, we keep on searching things. So that is all a motion waste. 5S basically targets this motion waste more. Although all wastes are targeted, but motion waste is little bit more in organizations. So 5S attacks this motion waste, and where all we can do it, as I told in the explanation also, which I gave earlier, it can be literally used anywhere in the hospital, anywhere in the home, anywhere in any industry. So any items should be retrieved in less than 30 seconds. Now, can we do it? Can we retrieve it in less than 30 seconds? Let us see some of the concepts which are there for this. This is a shadow board. This is a concept known as shadow board. You can see the various, this is done at home. Actually, this is an example of home. We'll come into the hospital example also. So this is a thermocol board in which all the, whether you can see the stapler or pens or pen or eraser or sharpener, calculator, everything has been assigned a place, and that particular item will go in that place only, since there is some marking done for to keep that place only in that order. This is known as shadow board. See, if I go and open any cupboard in a HR department, I see a lot of stuff kept there. In account, if we go, a lot of things are kept. So this is how it can be properly arranged through the use of this concept. Towards the right hand side, you can see the various tools which are kept, various spanners and things. So there also a proper labeling has been assigned, and a stencil kind of a thing is assigned where all these equipment can be kept. If anyone wants to take this, they'll come to know which is, this thing is taken, and it can be labeled also to know which person has taken a particular spanner. Now these are the kitchen trays. These are all home examples which are done. So these are properly labeled kitchen trays. We need not search where is potato, where is tomato, all those stuff. These are the kitchen cabinets. I'll run little fast in the home slides. So because a lot of photos are there, a lot of concepts are there to cover. So these are some of the cupboards. Now in each cupboard is labeled, properly labeled. So where you have kept your plates, where you have kept your glasses, all other vessels, everything can be properly marked out. You can make out where you need to search for the things, so you need not waste your time. Now this is a study table of a kid. Everything is properly labeled, whether it is a pencil or other study things which are kept. This is how it has been arranged. These are various staplers, pins at house, properly labeled and kept. Now this is very interesting. This is one of my favorite, which I liked. See here, wealth out of waste is a concept where we have seen in first as you take out the things which you do not want to use, which are useless, and whether you can convert those things which are of not use into something useful is known as wealth out of waste concept. It has very excellent application, and many hospitals have used it, and they have in fact made a real wealth also in monetary terms also of this wealth out of waste concept. Maybe Ashok sir can cover that part. So this is something which was done at home while doing first as activity, and a thermocol sheet and a kind of some material is used, which they have made a cover for a calculator here. So this is a place for remote. We keep searching remotes here and there in the hospital, at home, which is the Tata Sky. We have 4 or 5 kinds of different remotes. No, so all those remotes are properly labeled so that one can easily pick up whichever remote they want. Kids study rack and all these are the applications there. You can see how the arrangement is being done. Now whenever we stack books, I'll go to next. Whenever we stack any books or any item, we have to vertically stock it. What is the reason behind this vertical stocking now? Again, very common example which I come across is I go into HR department and I ask a file for a particular person, show me the personal file. And now it takes 1 day for the HR manager to find that personal file and show it to me. Even if they have it, they know they have it, but very difficult to trace it. No proper tracking system of filing. So here everything is vertically stacked. Now, why do we vertically stack it? You can name those files actually, and if any file in the serial order is missing, suppose there are 10 books here, you can just mark it 1 2 3 4 5 10, 1 to 10, and then if anything is removed in between these books, you will be able to know that that book is being removed and the order is changed. So this is a library, this is a home library where everything is being segregated, from the books of God to life to Japan. This is the photo of a home library where various segregation of the this thing is done. Now this is one of my interesting, very favorite and interesting slide. You can see these account files are arranged in a proper order. No, you can see the fish, the mouth of the fish, the mid portion of the fish, and the tail of the fish. Now if any file is removed from this order, we will be able to make out that arrangement is not proper. This file should come here. No, and especially in certain account and all, this ordering is of very prime important. So this concept is known as poka yoke or error proofing, we say. So if anything from that order is removed, we'll come to know that that particular file is not there in that area, and you can easily make out. Numbering is done, and this is there. If anything is removed, you can make out. It can be done. Vertical stickers also can be put up. These are some of the home photos which are properly arranged. So I'll just quickly run through the next set of photos. These are the key stands at home which are there, and a lot of problems we have searching for keys here and there at home. So everything is properly labeled and it is easy to retrieve them. Now these are again home examples. There is a place for keeping the mobile, and every time people have an habit of playing with the mobile, so a place can be this is the place where a mobile can be kept, and it is easy to remember so that you don't waste time playing with the mobile when you're eating. Now I come to the hospital photos. These are some of the things of second S which is done in hospital here. So this you can see a nursing tray. It is properly, everything is labeled. You can see where is betadine, where is sterlium, and everything is properly placed there. So this is like a shadow board concept for the nursing tray, where everything can be easily removed. And many a times we see that important emergency drugs also we are unable to locate in the hospital, which creates lot of nuisance in the hospital. So to avoid that, this is a very good concept, and only some of the things which I have been able to add here in this thing. This is eliminating search time in the outpatient. You can see various medicines, and if someone asks to retrieve the medicine, it is very difficult for the pharmacist. They are just it becomes very risky, and they keep wasting a lot of time also. So this has been excellently implemented, although the look-alike and sound-alike medication segregation which we do in the hospital is also part of this. But this is how other medicine, day-to-day medicine, over-the-counter medicines are properly labeled to avoid searching time. And this is an example in a lab. In lab, lot of implementations are done, but only some pictures are we have taken because of shortage of time. So these are properly proper stand for the pipettes, how pipettes are labeled and properly kept there, and it becomes very easy to retrieve them. This is again a filing arrangement. You can see this vertical lining. If anything is removed, we can make out. So this can be this is implemented in accounts and HR department. Again, filing system. These are the same office examples before and after. You can see the various seals which are properly kept and various labels in the books which are there. Now this is an interesting arrangement. First in, first out in pharmacy. Whatever medicine you take first, you will be able to know from this arrangement. And you can see these are all the sutures which are properly put up, with proper labeling. So you can make out yellow, pink, and green color, which are different types of sutures. So easy identification. This is also done in pharmacy of the hospital. This is a reorder level. No, you can see that red one. So once these dialyzers reach that level of red, it is immediately has to be replaced. This is known as reorder level. So you do reorder level in pharmacy, and you just keep it in your paper, in your file or your document that is of no use. So physically people should know, and this is a very excellent application of that. These are again filing systems. This is a staff tracking system. Now this is very interesting because many a times in a department like lab, people will be on the move, and head of the department itself sometime might not know where which staff has gone. So this is a magnetic arrangement which is done, so people know where someone has gone, just to avoid confusion in the process. Now this second S can be implemented in digitally also. Digitally, so as in the beginning I told, this is, you can try it out, you can try doing in your computer, for example. So suppose you are a hospital administrator and you have a lot of files in your laptop and a lot of quality documents you have in your laptop and you are unable to locate it. So just try to see what are the trash documents, what are documents which not in use, and you can follow all these steps which are given there and properly organize your stuff. Remember, everything has to be retrieved in less than 30 seconds. So benefits are, as I told you, easier implementation and retrieval less than 30 seconds. But apart from these, many in monetary terms also it has benefit. When you go into the depth of this, no, monetary benefits also it has. So those are the things which in the next level you can go into the detail. Visual control is a big topic. There are various visual controls available, but we are not discussing it right now. Maybe in the next webinars or so we can go into the visual controls. There are 10 kinds of visual controls which are used in manufacturing itself. So that's a very huge, very big topic actually. So with this, I end my part of my presentation, and I request Ashok sir to take it forward from here. In case you have any queries, you can keep typing the queries, and towards the end of the session, we will try to address most of them. Thank you. Over to you, Ashok sir.
Thanks, Rahul sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Thanks, Rahul sir, for this opportunity, for connecting me with HCP Forum and Stats Academy. Special thanks to Ms. Vijita for this initiative. So I think Rahul sir briefed about the waste, and one and second is, now we'll move on to the third is. Third is clean or shine. So in third is, generally we associate cleaning with an housekeeping work or someone else's job. But in third is, cleaning has a deeper meaning. Let's first see the home examples, then move on to hospital examples. In home, what are the areas we can clean? So let's say the spider cobweb cleanings, the water tank cleanings, the AC filters, behind the refrigerators, so behind the kitchen vessels. So every corner should be taken care of. That is the focus of third S. Before, we'll have to understand the deeper meaning of third S. Cleaning doesn't mean just cleaning on the top. Let's say you, morning 8 o'clock, you go clean your vehicle or a bike or a cycle. You are prepared for the day. You check if the tires are full with air, the oil, the cycle is got oil with grease. So you are preparing for the day. You wouldn't want to clean your car at 8 o'clock, and 9 o'clock when you start going to the office, you find the tire is flat or there's no much fuel left. So same way, if you think of a cash counter or the workplace you sit and work, you clean and with an objective, you're prepared for the day. Let's say you have all the change required, you have all the coins required, or the papers required. An easy example for an hospital is, let's say you go clean your ECG machine at 9 o'clock in the morning. When the 11 o'clock, when a case arrives, you don't have ECG paper or ECG gel. So 8 o'clock when you clean, you make sure you have gel and paper for the day. That is the meaning of cleaning with inspection. So all the cleaning schedules, your daily, weekly, monthly, the 5W1H, all the schedules could be planned. This is an home example. Below the ACs, you could have, let's say, yearly 4 times or 3 times you want to clean the filter, do a deep cleaning of the outdoor ACs. You can stick it here so that you have a reminder. If you feel that you don't want to stick it here, have a file or a book where it's not visible like this. So these are like cleaning corner example in the hospital. This is the Dobie washing laundry room. The laundry room has got clear markings and step-by-step instructions of how to operate the machine. This is the biomedical waste segregation details. The benefits of 3 years is, the most important benefit is lesser breakdown of missions. 80% of missions breaking down is due to the dust accumulated. Let it be an AC or refrigerator, the same thing applies to the missions in the hospital. If you take care of the dust, most of the missions breakdown will go down. That is the most important takeaway from third is. Cleaning is like, when you go to Japanese, everyone cleans their own place, cleans their own missions. They don't delegate it to another set of people. So that is why third is very important. So we'll move on to the fourth is. Fourth is rules. So the main objective of fourth is standardize and discipline. So what all does come under fourth is? It's like when you do your oneness properly, second is place for everything, and third is cleaning. So fourth is takes care of 1, 2, and 3. So 5 is predominantly doing a 1, 2, and 3 properly. 4 and 5 is more of a discipline and more of a rules to follow the 1, 2, 3. So we'll see each one by one. So what is my area, my mission concept? Every mission or every place in an hospital, from the compound wall to the terrace, everything should be marked to someone. There shouldn't be a no man's land. At the end of the slide, we'll show how we did it in the hospital. In the house, even my kids, they had a place. They took care of the storeroom. They took care of the library. So every area, even in the house, should be taken care of. You can't ignore few areas. This is the training we did it in the house. My daughter wrote it. So in the hospital, you'll have to have a detailed training. As Rahul sir mentioned, anything you want in the house, let it be your warranty cards, let it be the sheets of your purchase, your guarantee card, in hospital, your MSDS sheets, or anything you want, you should retrieve it in 30 seconds. So in the house, we made a folder like this. So we also had a Trello board which gives all the details of what we want. So anything, we can just pick it from the mobile phone so that we don't search it. This is the water tank cleaning schedule in the house. Normally we have 2 water tanks. One is the sump and one is the overhead tank. So for both cleaning schedules, we planned and we'll have to do it. So this is a small Kaizen to track the EB meter in the house, EB amount in the house. About Kaizen, we'll come see it in the later slides. The top chart shows me the units. The bottom chart shows me the amount in rupees. So that every month when we pay the bill, we'll know, like, are we trying to reduce the bill? In hospital, this could be taken even more seriously. So this is, the fourth is talks about rules. So we can create our own set of do's and don'ts. In our house, we try to create a do's and don'ts. Kids should have breakfast after they take a bath. I shouldn't use my mobile when I'm eating. So different set of rules for dining table we've planned. Same way in a hospital or in your house, you could create your own requirement of do's and don'ts. Let's say do's and don'ts at a washing machine, do's and don'ts near the TV, do's and don'ts during the bedtime. So that way, before bedtime, so that way you could create your own do's and don'ts. These are hospital OPLs. OPL is called 1-point lesson. In one A4 sheet or in one A3, can you make an OPL? SOPs, we have bunches of SOPs in the cupboards, but how could you make a visual SOP? That is OPL, 1-point lesson. So there's a small OPL for pharmacy sales check. We have it in English, we have it in Tamil, we have it in a pictorial format. Let's say, what is the number 1 step when a patient arrives? What should the counter boy do? So, till the credit card settlement, what are the 8 to 9 steps he has to follow? This similar SOP will be in few pages, but this is in a small A5 sheet. So then this is then how to operate the machine, how to shut down the machine. So on the left, you find a night duty routine work chart. Every day night duty lab, what they're supposed to do. Hour-wise, it's easy to understand for them. Then this is what I mentioned of OPL and night duty routine work. Pharmacy sales bill, push and pull stickers. This is normal whiteboards, markers we have. These are like dialysis. We have like barcode stickers for the file, for the container, for the blood tubing and the dialyzer. so that there's no mismatch. So why do we need an audit? Fourth is specifically mentioned, talks about audit. As we all seen NABH audits, even 5S has got an audit. I read somewhere that missionary men or people, when left alone, they tend to deteriorate. So we need to do an audit. So how do we do an audit? So what we've done is we've done 5S and NABH together. We didn't want to do separate audits. So we merged 5S and NABH audits. So 1S 20 points. What are the normal 1S steps? Then what are the NABH items we need to check? For second is, for third is, on a scale of 100, we have what all we need to check. So every month we do a self-audit. Self-audit is the same department people doing it. Internal audit is people other departments going and doing an internal audit. So month on month we have these audits. So we're moving on to the fifth is. Fifth is more of a culture building tool. So 5S, as initially as Rahul said told, 5S is not about just visual culture. It is more of a continuous improvement culture. So the things we need to focus on here are Kaizen. So what is Kaizen? Kaizen is small improvements. Generally, Europeans and Americans focus on big improvements, but Japanese have a concept of small improvements. We should have heard of the Atomic Habits book, where the author talks about 1% improvement. Every day 1% improvement is like very huge improvement. So Kaizen is in the house, what Kaizens we can do. House we can think of rainwater harvesting, the RO reject water to the garden, how to minimize the EB bills. So how to save time inside the house so that we don't search materials. So that is for the house. In hospitals, we can do a lot of Kaizens. I think, okay. So we also have a quality circle concept. Let's say 6 to 8 people in an hospital from the same department or different department join together and they work on a problem. Let it be like how to reduce the discharge turnaround time, how to reduce the lab TAT. So quality circle is people in the workplace, they themselves using the basic 7 QC tools, they try to solve the problem. Lean is more of a detailed value stream mapping to find out the waste. Total employee involvement is very important during 5S. Competitions, we have internal competitions, also external competitions. I'll talk about in the end of the slides. So moving on to the fifth is, who all can do 5S? A lot of people ask me, like, I have a very small office, can I do 5S? On the other end, people who have 100 acres manufacturing plant, they feel that this is very huge, I can't do 5S. The simple concept is everyone can do 5S. I'll just give you a small example of 5S within the mobile. This can be applied within the computer, within the email, within HR, any area you want to improve, you can apply 5S there. Now, everyone have mobile phones. So the first is clear all unwanted photos inside your mobile phone, any unwanted WhatsApp videos, so that you save space. The number one need for oneness is to save space physically or digitally. Second is, can you retrieve anything within 30 seconds in your phone? Let's say I immediately want your Aadhaar photo or a passport photo. Let's say you discuss with your friends, you want to share an old photo, you want to show. Anything should be taken within 30 seconds. How do you segregate those folders? We have a lot of apps now. How do you bucket the apps so that you take it faster? There's no point swiping around the screens. The 30-second rule is important. The third is, can we clean our phone externally, the glasses, or internally, can we clean the memory? There'll be a lot of unwanted old apps. Can we clean it using a third-party app? That is third is. Fourth is, how do you back up your phone? In case, unfortunately, if you lose your phone or lose your iPad or something, how could you make sure all your contacts, all your emails are up to date somewhere on the cloud? So fourth is, we'll talk about backup and updating your Play Store. Fifth is how do you, as I told you, fifth is about culture. How do you monitor the time spent? Is the phone helping you to grow, or is the phone more of a distraction? How could you set your own screen time savers, or how could you limit your time pass apps? That is the fifth is. This is 5S inside the mobile. Same way you could apply 5S in every areas. Just to summarize, what is first S? First S is respect for space, that would be physically or digitally. Second is respect for your time. You don't keep searching around. When someone comes to your workplace, and let it be your boss or let it be your junior, when they come and they wait, it wouldn't look nice for you to keep searching. So the second is respect your time, others' time. Third is respect for your workplace. We have the Dashara Puja, Ayudha Puja to clean and to celebrate the missions. So third is to respect your workplace. Fourth is respect for safety. Safety in the sense your safety, others, customers' safety, visitors' safety, everyone's safety. Now safety is very important during these times. So fifth is respect for society. If you do it properly, like your customers, your vendors, they could take it from you, and everyone does it properly, the whole country will improve. That is the idea for all these S's. Now let's quickly move on. As I told you initially, Rahul sir spoke about why. And again, I'll tell why is just to reduce the waste. You need to do times like this where there's a lot of uncertainty. Reducing waste is a much needed requirement. I read somewhere that inefficient people will lose their jobs, inefficient businesses will vanish. So to reduce this inefficiency, we need to attack the waste. 5S is one important tool to attack this waste. So I'll share the slides with Vijitha ma'am and Rahul sir. If you go click this bit.ly link, you could download our 3 years of award presentation PPTs where you could see a lot of examples. So we participating in ABK AOTS awards for last 3 years. Last year we won the small segment trophy award for services category. That is manufacturing and services category. I'll quickly run through how we did it in the hospital. So in the hospital, initially we started with 20 zones. So all 20 zones had subzones. Within each department, we gave a subzone. So this is September, end of 2016, we had our trainings. We started with our mass oneness. Then later, I'll talk about the roadmap. So how do I link 5S to NABH? First talks about, think of the mobile example I gave you. The same mobile example, you could apply it to NABH. First is anything unwanted, your rags, your pharmacy, your expiry items, your unwanted letter pads, your old papers, seals. So all these things will come under 1S. If you do 1S properly, it will be easier to do 2S. 2S, can you look alike, sound alike medicine, any item, BP apparatus or syringes, or imagine inside a theater, you wouldn't want to search with the surgeon waiting for an item. So 2S is very important. Third is all your PM schedules, the disinfection schedules, the biomedical chapter, everything will come under 3S. 4th is all your 683 objective elements ordered. How do you audit it? All your KPIs, all your SOPs, visual SOPs, calibrations, all this will come under 4S. I'll show you my audit list so that you'll understand. We in fact did 683 elements to which as we mapped. So I'll share it to you. So the 5th is how do you sustain this as a culture? Not just as initially I told, doing tougher things occasionally is easier, but doing simpler things every day is the tough part. That's where the sustain keeps helping us. You will have to train the team. You'll have to have competitions within the team. How do you encourage team to come up with suggestions, come up with Kaizen projects? So that way, the reason why we go to awards, external awards, is to learn more from other companies. Participating in award, you learn a lot from them. So that is the linkage with NABH. So these are the improvement zone boards at all the 20 departments, 20 zones. So this is the stand-up meeting where we do. This is called Obaya Wall. Obaya in Japanese means a war room or a strategy room. This is where we discuss all our 5S audit scores, NABH KPIs, all the regular thing we've done it. I think now during these times, we are trying to move completely digital. All our KPIs are now on Google Sheets, so we're moving digital. Since we can't do stand-up meeting now, so we're moving to digital versions. So the roadmap for us is we started around 2016 year end. Then we went on to 2017. We caught on with these awards. This awards gave us 1,000-point scorecard. For 1,000 points, we have a detailed audit sheet to what to do and what not to do. Then this award, to reach the topmost level in this award, that is the model level, it will take 2 more years for us. So after reaching the model level, we are planning to move on to TQM. TQM is like, it covers all the entire organization. As I told you, Fibers is the foundation of all the quality awards. Let it be Deming Award, let it be TPM Award, all the worldwide bigger awards. Fibers is a foundation. After, if you do your Fibers properly, getting onto TQM bandwagon should be easier. There are 2 people in India right now doing TQM for healthcare. One is IMC, is the Ramakrishna Bajaj National Quality Award in Bombay. Another one is CIS Institute of Quality in Bangalore. Both of them follow the same Malcolm Baldrige Quality Award. Just go to the website, you will have a criteria. We have a criteria for healthcare. That is a detailed criteria for healthcare. It's really worth checking it and following it. So I just want to tell that don't stop, start somewhere. So progress is more important than perfection. There's no end for Fibers. It's like lifelong, keep progressing. So just check, if you want to do Fibers at home, there's a wonderful series about Marai Konda on Netflix or on Google. You'll find a lot of books. This is for home. For hospitals, if you want to do it, go check the ABKOTS websites, QCFA website. These are 2 wonderful books. All Toyota books will talk about Fibers. There's a special book, 5 Pillars of Visual Workplace. So this book is available on the net. You could check this detailed book. This is the Bible for Fibers. So that's it, Rahul sir. We'll move on to questions.
Yes, sir.
Questions, any chat or any hands raised?
Yes, I have noted few questions.
Yes, sir.
One is by Mr. Arvind, very impressive and creative systems. This can be included into our regular training session for NABH. Could you have any quick resources, video, PPTs, document that we can use as a takeoff rather than a grounds up approach? This is the question by Mr. Arvind. Why?
Okay, okay. Good evening, Arvind sir. This is not like NABH or some other standard where you have a detailed, clear blueprint. Fibers started slowly, and that's why we don't have a detailed blueprint. But I'll advise you check this book. This book is wonderful. So if you check this 5 pillars, you just go check the bit.ly link I've given.
Yes, that link we can share and they can do it.
Just check this bit.ly link. You will have that book there. I've shared the book, PDF book, and also done a mind map for that book. You will get that book there. That is a reference you can start with. Start visiting the CII. There are few organizations who do annual, yearly Fibers competitions. Maybe just as a visitor, go visit the awards one-day function. You learn a lot from the presenting companies.
Okay.
Next.
And there is now one more question by Mr. Jatin Kumar. How organization can prepare for 5S and achieve certification? Can I take this question, sir?
Yes, sir.
See, as sir mentioned, there are no standards which are there for specific for 5S. You can read all those books, go through the literature and start implementing it. There are certain certification bodies like CII, ABK, AOTS, and National Quality Forum or something. There are I think 3 to 4 organization certifying bodies. So once you are sufficiently prepared, you can demonstrate that you are properly prepared, you can apply with these companies. That is for awards, if you want to go for the awards. So they will have their some criteria which you have to fulfill, and after that you can apply for that. But rather than award, I think you should make it as a part of your habit and then reach at a certain level of compliance. And then when you are very much confident, you can go with the award. That takes, I think, some time. Ashok sir can add on to my answer.
Fine, sir.
No, that is okay, no, sir? So, how to become a 5S assessor? Now there are, as I mentioned, there are certain bodies like ABK, AOTS, and Quality Council of India. maybe National Quality Forum, CII, they conduct their assessor courses. So you can contact them, maybe in their website, the information would be given, or whenever they conduct, they will just send a public notification also. So you can contact them and can do the course. It costs somewhere around 30 to 35,000, and you can become a 5S assessor after doing that course. So that is there to become a course, but if you really want to study 5S, then you can straight away get into the reading various books. You can go on visit to various companies which have done implementation, no like our hospital like Salem Gopi, so that you get better ideas. Doing a SSR course and then not implementing it also would be of no use. So better to get some idea, and then if you are really very much interested, you go ahead with the 5S SSR course. So that is my opinion on this. Any other question? I'm just
A lot of them have asked for the PPT, sir. If you just click the bit.ly link, you'll find this PPT and also the hospital PPTs. So you'll find it useful.
okay. I think what were the challenges when 5S was implemented in your hospital, sir? Lakshmi Priya has asked this question. So, sir, what are the challenges when you implemented 5S?
A lot of challenges, like any change management, it will be an issue initially. So what we did was like 3-4 years back, I was very crazy about this 5S, so I kept on pushing around. Then later I realized that if I alone do it, it won't cascade down. So then my HODs were very much interested. They started doing it. Now I tell my HOD shouldn't do it. The team members should do it. So that way, from the top to bottom, everyone involves now. Maybe that is because after 4 years of consistent pushing, they're doing it now. So as any change management issues, you'll have. Definitely you'll have issues. As I told you, when you get back to the why are we doing this? If you're strong enough, if your team understands why are we doing this, they will do it. Initially, we took it just as a beautification process. Initial first 2 years, we didn't attack the waste. Now, when we do whatever we do, we try to reduce the waste. The team itself comes up with the ideas to reduce the waste.
Okay. Now there is one question from Pavan. Can you suggest examples on training in hospital? So, what are the examples for training in hospital?
Training
that is the question by Pavan.
We took them to a few other good 5S companies. In Erkard, we have a good hotel doing 5S. We went there. Nearby Coimbatore, nearby Hosur, we went to few factories to visit. So that way, training doesn't just stop in the room. You visit few model factories, model services. I think Apollo is doing good work. Kaveri Hospital is doing good work. Few hospitals are doing good work. So visit them. So then make training interactive. We use a lot of apps. We use Kahoot app, Quiz app. So that way we engage people more interestingly. We give examples and ask them to identify which we treat which NC is missing. Just like NABH, we tell them, we give examples and ask them which S is missing. So they have to raise which S is an NC. So that way you'll have to make training more interactive.
Yes. So
Bangalore has got a lot of good factories, good services, ma'am. Hospital, I'm not sure, but Bangalore's got a lot of places.
Okay. And there is one question from Dr. Subendu Ganguly, where we can get the audit list. So audit list, where they can get. This is the question by Dr. Subendu Ganguly.
The audit list, QCFI, ABK, CA, they have their own audit list. Each one of them have a different 1,000-point audit list. They don't share it. So
yes,
maybe internal audit, my checklist, I can share it to you, sir. Their checklist, we can't share.
Yes. Actually, what I feel, just understand the concept of 5S and then go to each department and then you trace out and make your own customized list. Because
Yes,
this
sir.
is not something like a NABH standard where we have something objective, very objective to measure.
Yes,
So
sir.
you need to use your creative mind and do it. No.
Yes, sir.
That is how audit lists are prepared. But still, if you want, you can just write a mail and we will try to revert with the checklist which we have, a few checklists which you can take it as an example to start with.
Yes, sir.
This is by Anupam Das. What are the challenges generally we may face during the implementation of 5S? That I think you have already answered. What are the challenges? What are the challenges of 5S in public health facilities? So public health, I think government has, in fact, government is. I have seen many hospitals which are accredited by NQAS, which have gone into this. So they have taken it like any other initiative. In fact, while I was searching for some education material on 5S, I got a file of Bangladesh government now, and they are also implementing it. They have in fact made a very good manual. So people who are working in public health, especially in the field of quality, they will be having a lot of standard and booklets, manuals which Government of India has. NHSRC might have prepared something. So that is being done. Challenges are there, but positive thing is it is being taken up. At least a start has been made in the government setup. So many hospitals are doing this as a part of their regular activity now, apart from implementing NQAS standards. In Bangalore, is there any hospital having 5S? This is the question by Lydia. I think Sakra World Hospital was preparing for it. Whether they have any certification accreditation, this thing I'm not very sure. But yes, hospitals are preparing. How many are certified? Is there any database available, sir, for this?
No, sir, no.
Ashok, sir?
No.
No. So that exactly we don't know. In Kayakalp, there's some comment.
I think a lot of them are asking for the PPT, sir. So do you have the email of
PPT audit list? Yeah. So we can just circulate some of the sample things, and it would be good also for them to start off with their 5S journey.
Okay.
So anyways, I think we have addressed almost all the queries. Okay, we have answered almost whatever questions came to us. So thank you. We'll like to thank all the audience, for participating in this webinar. Still, if you have any further queries, you can just pass it on. You have the email ID of Ashok sir and mine and HCP forum. You can just forward it to them or us, and we will try to revert to it. There is a query, where can we get the standards to implement? So there are no fixed standards like NABH. This is not like any accreditation or certification system like ISO or NABH or anything for that matter. This is a simple concept where you can implement it, and if you have sufficient compliance, you can contact the various bodies which would help you in evaluating you against the standard. So that is there, but still, if you want to implement it properly you want to get award and you want to try for it, then you need to approach them, and they will be giving you some sort of a guidance or consultancy also. But it is always better to involve your employees, take them to the visits, and let them understand the concept, and then do it on your own. So those are the things. Okay, now since there are no further questions, we'll thank all. Thank you, Ashok sir, for accepting this invitation to be a part of this webinar.
Welcome.
Once again, I thank